Hello and welcome to day 52 in this quest for a 2000 rapid chess rating on chess.com. So let's begin here and see if we can recover from the awful blunder at the end of yesterday's game. All right, the black pieces. So they start off with d4. So we'll play knight to f6 to kind of wait and see what they play. C4, probably the most common or one of the most common moves. And we'll play G6. All right, so knight to C3 and D5 here. So they capture. We'll go ahead and capture. So we're playing the Grunfeld exchange variation. All right. So bishop to c4 here. Let's see. What should we try next? Maybe this move. All right. So now they go ahead and attack there, or not attack, but they go ahead and develop their bishop. So what should we do? We could put some pressure up there. We could just go ahead and castle. Or should we capture in the center here? Let's see. Do we go ahead and capture there? I can't remember what's best, so we'll just go ahead and capture. All right, now probably best to just castle here, or do we develop our queen with check, but then they can just block that. We'll just go ahead and castle. He'll probably move his queen up here. All right. Now, do we develop our knight here? All right, so what will they try next? Interesting. Okay. Well, we could just attack his bishop there. Should we attack the bishop? Do we... yeah, let's... I don't know if that's good bringing that bishop on the side like that, but let's go ahead and attack him. See what we can get out of this. All right, so what should he do? Okay, so he goes that way. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, we might as well just attack this bishop because we have two protectors here. So we'll go ahead and just move there, attacking. And now he's got to retreat back anyway, so we might as well knock out the bishop pair here. All right, knock out the bishop pair. We'll go ahead and do that. All right, so now what should we do? Should we develop up here and attack this pawn? Or should we work on developing our bishop here? Maybe go here. Let's see. All right. We have the bishop pair in an open position, so that's good. We need to figure out how to activate this other bishop, which is blocked in here and not doing much. All right, I'm gonna say if we just go here, that will work. Then if we can develop this bishop here and threaten here, pinning the rook to the queen. All right, so he finds that. Should we go after that rook anyway? But then he'll just probably move over here. All right. Well, we could gain some time attacking here with this bishop. And we need to activate this bishop. It's kind of blocked in behind this pawn. So if we go here, he could just move over and attack. But we could push forward, but then our bishop would kind of be a little limited there. His knight could try and move here, attacking our bishop and our pawn. So I don't know if I like that. If we go here and he attacks us, I don't know. I still am not liking this bishop setup here. Should we go after this pawn? All right, we'll go after that. Go after the pawn. He'll probably move his knight up. Well, I don't know. He probably doesn't want to block this open file here, so he just fortifies with this pawn. All right. So now well, we could just pull our queen up, pull our queen up here. Then get ready to bring our rook in, activate our rook. All right. All right. Well, he could try. He's got this battery. Could try and get rid of our bishop there. All right. I say we bring this one over. So if we just go there, now we just kind of line up. I don't know, we might end up just trading off rooks. All right. Okay, I guess we could drop our bishop back. That's one possibility. Dropping the bishop back. I guess. Okay. What is happening here? All right, so his knight is trying to jump into the position here. Okay. Well, do we just drop back and threaten a rook? Okay. We could drop our bishop back and then try and fight here. He'll probably just capture, but then this rook could swing over. Or he'll just double up. Probably double up. Let's see. All right. We'll just drop back to here. Fight for control of this open file. And just see what he does here. All right. Problem is, he could end up pushing forward and have a passed pawn here. So we need to work on getting our pawns moving. Probably should have tried to get them off of these dark squares. That way his bishop, when his bishop is activated, it's going to have be keeping an eye on these pawns. All right, so at least he's thinking a bit here. What do we have? He's trying to figure out if he should swap off the rooks. He'll probably just double his rooks up here. You know, something like that. But I don't know. He could push forward here. Then if we capture, his knight could jump in here. You know, yeah, he'd probably use his knight. You know, jump his knight up here. Okay, so we have that. Well, here. All right. Do we just swap off the material? That's what I'm thinking. Just trade off here. You know, is there anything our bishop can do? It's kind of lined up on this. So, you know, if we push here, attacking his knight, he'll probably just swap off pieces. So, let's go ahead and capture. And we'll go ahead and attack him. He might capture again, and our queen ends up on this open file at least. So that's not so bad. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. He's going to try and get this passed pawn going. All right. Well, if we go here, it kind of blocks our bishop in, so we might as well trade that off. And let's see what we have going on now. All right. All right, well, now we have this passed pawn that is going to be a problem. So, what should we do about that? Do we move up here? He could just push forward. All right, all right. Well, guess we go there. Get in front of that. And then what? Then what? Okay, so we have a problem with this passed pawn. We need to start pushing our own pawns as well here. So maybe we activate this bishop here. Okay. All right. What if we pin the knight? Well, then he can just move his bishop back. All right. All right. Do I really want to give up my bishop pair? No. But I don't know if we have much choice about it. All right, all right. We have to watch out for checks. So once he captures here, and if we capture, well then we have to watch out because if he jumps in here, anywhere along here, we could have some issues. All right. What if we go here? Anyway, we'll do that. Maybe I can line my queen up here and threaten a mate on f1. All right. This is not looking too good. Now, if I chase him to there, he goes here, then what do I do? Let's see. All right. Checking him doesn't really do much. He jumps over here. Then what do we do? Then we don't really have anything after that. So we probably have to go here and block this pawn. So we'll go ahead and do that. Blocking the pawn. All right. Then what will he do? Then he's going to check me here. Not good, not good. If I check, man, maybe that's what I have to do. is check there. Then he could fork us here. Not good, not good. All right, I guess we're doing that. Oh, come on. Is that a mate? Man. Another terrible ending. Another terrible ending because now he just has a mate right here. I have to move. I have to move over and then it's just going to be mate. Horrible ending. So bad. Yep, all I can do is go here to F8 and then he just checkmates me right there. Horrible ending. All right, well, make sure there's nothing else I can do. I'm in check. Can't move forward. Can't move here. I can only go to F8, and then the queen just swoops in there and mates me. Oh, that was awful. Awful, awful, awful. All right, well, 2 losses in a row. Not good. We'll do a quick game review here. They played 91.9% accuracy. Well, not much you can do when they're playing, up in the 90 percentile here. All right, and unless you're playing in the 90s as well. So I had a miss. We'll have to see what that is. So it looks like I actually had an advantage at some point and let it slip away. All right, let's do this quick game review and some analysis. See what we can learn here. All right, so the game was even, it looks like, for a long time. We had some chances. So this was bad. Bringing our bishop up here. Best would have been to just block, which keeps the knight out. That knight, once that knight jumped into our position, it was just a disaster. So here, that would have, looks like that would have given us a slight advantage here. All right, so anyway, that was a disastrous move there. Best would have been what? I guess to block with the pawn. Keep that queen from being able to attack us. All right, well, and then this blunder. Best would have been what? Just to keep our queen here and trade this knight off. Until this disaster. Ugh. All right, well, another terrible endgame. It says, your opponent got the better of you in that game. Both of you played an amazing opening. It was an incredible middle game by both of you, and you had some struggles in that endgame, and your opponent capitalized on them. All right, so 100% for both of us in the opening. 88.4 in the middle game. I had 86.5, and then his end game was 91.9 versus 48.5. So I don't know. I just fell apart there at the end, kind of like the game yesterday. All right. Well, let's look at some analysis here and see if we can improve from our mistakes. All right. So d4, knight to f6, c4. They try and take control of the center with this other c pawn since their e pawn can't move forward or my knight would capture. So we get ready to fianchetto our bishop. They play knight to c3. Now there is a threat of moving to e4. So we play d5, the Grunfeld defense, which stops this e4 move. So what do? They capture the more valuable central pawn with this less valuable c pawn. So we recapture. Now they move forward, attacking. But that gives us an opportunity to trade off a piece. Although now they have a strong central pawn formation, but they have this weak pawn here. So we line up here on their central pawns and aiming all the way over here to the rook. And now bishop to c4. They develop a bishop lining up on f7 here. So let's see if what does the computer recommend? So c5 is a recommended move. Probably maybe I should have castled immediately, but we played c5 here, and then bishop to e3. Kind of now they're threatening to possibly capture this at some point, but they have to be careful because if they tried to capture immediately, we could capture with check, forking the king and the rook. So now we capture. It looks like this queen move would have been better. So better is to just put more pressure here on this pawn with queen to a5. So I think I overlooked that move. I hadn't played this Grunfeld in a little while, so I think I forgot this queen to a5 move. I believe I played that in another one of these Grunfeld games. So we should have just developed our queen instead of attacking in the center. We captured and then they capture. Now once again we should have played queen to a5 here. So they develop their knight, we develop our knight, and it still wants that queen to a5 move. And now this is an inaccuracy, rook to b1. So what should they have done? They should have castled immediately here. So best is castling, and then we should play e6. Actually it says b6 right now would be better. Now it's saying knight to a5, so I guess the computer is undecided. All right, but after rook to b1, now what did we play? Knight to a5 immediately, but now it wants queen to a5, attacking the pawn, I guess. We play this. So they move forward, but it says they should have gone back that way. All right, because this allows e6. So now we have a slight advantage. They retreat back. We should go ahead and get rid of their bishop pair, but now it's saying b6 would have been better. So they capture. Now queen to a5 check once again. Oh man, because we could have picked that pawn off. So did I overlook that as well? It looks like it. Should have played queen to a5 with check. Well, they could move their queen up and protect that pawn. But then I guess then I could try and pick their queen off. And I would have a long-term advantage with these passed pawns here. All right. Looks like they should have moved forward here. Well, let me go back here. Instead of knight to a5, what was it calling for? Queen to a5. So queen to a5, attacking this pawn, but, well, it's protected by the bishop right now, but they're in check. And, interesting. the recommendation is not to move the queen up, but just to run the king over into the corner. And then if we go back to what I played, looks like bishop to d3 is recommended. But instead they move forward, which is not good. We attack. They retreat back. We capture. They capture with the rook, although it looks like a queen capture is recommended. Now b6 is the best move. Castling. Alright, so now we played bishop to d7. But maybe it was better to go up here and pin that knight to the rook. Yep, it looks like bishop to a6 is the best move. Pinning that knight to the rook up here. Alright, well, now queen to d2 is best, creating the battery where they can try and trade off this bishop. And then queen to d6 here, just centralizing the queen somewhat, and then connecting our rooks. All right, now what? Just says rook to d1, just fortifying, with the queen, a rook and queen battery, protecting this pawn in the center. All right, well, now we have queen to d2 in the game, bishop to c6, but we should have attacked their rook. f3, queen to d7. Instead, they want us to bring our rook to the center here. All right, so they start piling up. We move here. Their knight jumps into the game. All right. And here instead they want this h4 move, gaining space on the king side. All right, so continuing on, we drop back, fighting for this open c file. They double up. Here best is to capture. They capture. And now rook to d8. Actually, I played rook to c8, but it says rook to d8 is better. Just lining up on this pawn. Because then we would have, well, they have enough defenders. Well, or do they? No, if we did this, we would have 3 attackers. They'd only have 2 defenders. They'd have to bring their knight back or move their rook over here. All right, so they capture. We capture. Now the game is even, and they play d5, the best move. So we capture, which is best. Looks like capturing with the knight is better here, but they capture with the pawn, and that's a mistake, which I wasn't able to capitalize on, I guess. So the knight capture would be better. Then bishop captures, pawn captures, king to f8, moving over here. Why would you do that? Because then you have queen to b4 check, and the king's got to move right back over there. So I don't know about that computer. And now what? Queen to d2, protecting, or excuse me, white's turn. Back queen to d2, keeping this battery, protecting the pawn. Here, what do they recommend? Queen to f8. All right, anyway, the computer's throwing out some interesting moves, I guess. So e takes d5 here. And now the best move is queen to c3. Getting rid of the queen and keeping our bishop pair. All right. So I overlook that move. Here, queen to c3 is best. And then they should play king to f2, starting to activate their king, at which point we should capture. They capture. Bishop to d4, centralizing. but they block with their bishop. And here, bishop to e5, stopping this pawn from moving forward. Now it's saying we should play bishop to c3. But anyway, now we have a4, getting ready to jump in here. All right, so king to f8, starting to go after the pawn. So anyway, the game could have continued like that. But instead, after the pawn captures in the center, I played, excuse me, queen to d7. And this is just a passive move. You know, like the computer says, I should have jumped up to queen to c3. So now we have the bishop attacking here, getting ready to trade off. Looks like queen to d6 here would have been the best move. So queen to d6, and then they would capture. You know, of course, we would capture back. But here we're still slightly ahead. Now it recommends either queen to d4 check or just h4 pushing this pawn. But in the game, I play this mistake, which leads to capture, capture, and queen to d4. And this is an inaccuracy. Queen to c3 would have been better. So why would that be better? Well, because it puts the king, or excuse me, the queen on this open file where it can jump down here and try and get this pawn moving far away from the king over here on the queen side. So after that, king, oh man, they recommend coming up to h6 there. But at this point, white would be ahead. So in the game, we had this, then king to g8, a mistake. So instead, we needed to play f6. You know, and then they would bring their king into f2, but at least the game is pretty even here. Well, actually, the computer recommends just pushing this pawn is best. All right, so back to the game. King to g8. Pawn pushes forward. Computer says that's a great move, and now it's +2 for black, or excuse me, for white, I mean. So we play h3, or well, we should have played h3. So now it looks like after d6, we played queen to b5, you know, trying to threaten something here, but they can just make an escape route, and then we've just wasted our moves here. You know, so they do play h3, and now they can just escape into this hole here. All right, so what should we have done in this position? We should have played bishop back to b7 here. But then it looks like h4 is a good move. Bishop to c6. Knight to d3. Well, this is d5, excuse me. All right, delete that. So knight to d3, because now you can jump in here and fork these pieces and get rid of them. So what do they recommend? Oh man, f6, and then the queen just captures that. So white is just in trouble already here. So let's finish this game out. They jump forward now. What do? Nothing. Their knight jumps into the game, so they have this powerful knight. We try to attack here, but now they have this, you know, good move here. Forking our king. We can't go anywhere. It says the game may have continued with this move. And then, why would you play that? Okay, can't they just jump down here and mate? King to f8. All right. Oh, it's a pin. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I didn't even notice that. All right. So they should capture. We capture. But then the knight captures anyway, so we still would have been lost. We move here to stop this pawn. They pick that off. We go over here. Yeah, it's just it would have been a disaster. That game, it was just a disaster at the end. All right, well, thank you for watching. If you stuck around all the way through that, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave comments, suggestions, or any requests for future chess videos you would like to see. Thank you for watching, and have a super chess day.